Hello and welcome to the WakeUp show. We are two people in studio, a man on the street, a guy who explains everything, and a guy who questions everything. 5 very different guys with one impossible goal. Mass produce enlightenment. And what's better than to talk about this episode's theme, which is leap of faith. How do you go from... someone is calling on my phone. Just kidding. We are ready to run the vignette.
Good morning, good evening, and when the show's over, obviously, good night. This is the Wake Up Show, and by the looks of it, you're awake. We have a wonderful, spectacular, great show for you guys today. We have guests. 2 of them. It's crazy. As you know, today, Rabbe is also here. He's sitting over there. Hello, man. And now, I'm going to introduce, these are very, very special guests of mine. I'm going to start off with this legend of a human being, cut to Eric Williams. Hi.
Hi. So happy to be here.
Good morning. Could you lean a bit closer to the microphone, please?
I can.
Yeah,
so happy
excellent.
to be here.
Yeah. Are you awake?
I'm wide awake.
That's great. I'm trying to meddle with technology while I speak to you. I'm present. I'm here.
You just work your magic.
I'm just working. I'm doing voodoo magic. Fucking second. And there's Fred as well. What's going on? Okay, it's fun.
Yeah.
Now I'm just gonna do like this. So this is Eric. Eric Williams is the author of 2 novels, The Gift of No Water and Copperman, available on Amazon.com. And other places, could you show up at your door and buy it?
You can listen to Copperman on storytell.no. I have an audiobook of it, so it's nice when you listen to a book from the author.
That's pretty cool. And now our second guest, hello, is this guy.
This guy.
Also known as Fred. Hi, Fred.
Aloha.
Good say good morning to Fred.
Good morning, Fred.
Good morning, guys. I'm an alcoholic, too.
Yeah, this is an intervention, actually. I'm sorry.
Oh, that'd be so good. I would love that so much.
Okay.
Vodka.
It's great.
Fred Ligaard, that's how you say your name in Americans, is a spiritual Fredosopher. Now, so you actually have a title that's unique to you, or do other Freds claim this title as well?
Maybe. I will let you know if I find another.
I'll continue. And YouTuber, that's a website for videos, who made his breakthrough. Now, you reacted to this text because you felt it reduced you to just a naked guy picking up chicks in the street.
But the way you said it there was perfectly...
Yeah, I just paraphrased
Yeah,
it.
it made me pretty... You have such an innocent way of yourself.
Okay. Getting back to technology. God, this is very complicated. Okay, I'm back on. Sorry about the wipe. We also have on the linkedy-loo, and now let me see if I can push you through. This is Magnus. Hi, Magnus.
Hi.
Fuck. Sorry. You're welcome to the Wake Up Show, my good friend.
Thank you very much.
Are you awake?
Waking world. I'm awake. I believe I am. It's always hard to tell how awake we are. I've been even trying to wake up in the other type of sleep. And sometimes you dream and you ask yourself, am I dreaming? And you're like, no, dreaming. And then you wake up and it's like, oh, fuck, I was dreaming. And yeah, so I'm not quite sure, but I'm one type of awake.
That's great. I have a text. I'm going to start with the coolest one. Magnus is a wizard, a real life wizard. He's also a musician and a life coach. Parenthesis video link from Corfu, Greece. Oh, I guess that's what we're... Okay, yeah, get it. Get it. That was a joke. That was a joke.
Nailed it.
I nailed it. Okay, so we've gathered
here today.
The crew.
Yeah.
How on earth will I get this to function in a functionable manner when it edits itself? Well, it's very high tech. I have no idea how to turn it off. Welcome to my world. This is the Wake Up Show. There's 5 of us here. This is the hardcore center of waking up. This is the place where it happens, where it is happening right now. Now, Rabbe has been so kind as to make a sort of schedule.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. I've done the introductions. Oh, look. I can run a segment. Fuck yes. Okay, let's do segment. Are you guys ready for a block rocking segment?
So ready.
We are.
Oh, yeah. Give it us.
I'm just gonna do some quick edits so everyone can see you because I have no idea what the computer will do. And then I'm gonna run the clip. Okay.
What is the clip?
Sorry. I'm gonna start the clip over again because I didn't get any audio. Because I have to do press the B on these babies. Now. No?
I guess that's when you sort of let go and you trust that life takes care of you. So I'm gonna put this to the test. So I'm blindfolded. And now I'm gonna trust through faith that I will catch the ball whenever it arrives. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, so that was the clip. I was
testing live.
Testing live.
How did you feel it went?
It went great. I'm really sorry. This camera thing is just becoming a nuisance. I'm going to do like that just for a little while we settle in and have a little chat. Leap of faith. Now that's the theme of this episode. I think we can also say it's safe to say that this is the theme for, in a sense, life. Where are you guys at on the whole leaping?
Well, even getting up in the morning is always a leap of faith.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
It is.
My wife went to the park to test this theory that you can just close your eyes and experience life and just trust that it will be a good day. She closed her eyes. She was meditating and a wasp went, stung her right in the neck.
Oh.
And it was okay. She realized, all right, that's part of it too. Sometimes a wasp will sting you in the neck when you're out, or a ball will hit you in the head. But it's all a leap of faith.
It is. Now, my faith in this thing called technology seems to be put to the test, because it just seems to live its own life, and I really enjoy that. Fred.
Okay.
Fred, what would the philosopher have to say about this leaping?
All this camera leaping.
The camera leaping. Is that faith based?
Who decides the randomness that happens? Okay, so maybe there's a divine player here, just deciding what camera should be up on there.
It's like the computer's another character within the group.
The Neo, the Morpheus is here.
Morpheus is here.
Yeah, I thought that. When you were talking, isn't there a function like that?
Yeah, there is a function where it'll follow when you're talking, but it doesn't seem to be, because it follows me. But when it goes to the other guys, it just doesn't. Should I trust it? Okay, I'm going to trust the thing.
You kind of have to at this point.
I think so too. Let's talk about what we're doing here.
Let's talk about what we're doing here.
Right?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to this episode is not just about leap of faith, but it's also about our leap of faith of doing this talk show. For now, up to this point, we have seen Magnus actually in episode 3, I think.
Yes.
Other than that, nobody really knows that you guys also are involved in this project and that there is a bigger direction here. So, do you want to help me, Ulf? How do you explain this whole journey?
Well, this journey started with me and Rabbe waking up. Almost simultaneously, we had this experience that life was something bigger and greater than what we had previously thought it to be. And we just had to share that information. So we started a podcast, the Infinite Podcast, or Uendelig, as it's called in Norwegian. And at first, it was just me and Rabbe speaking about this newfound thing. Yeah. Like, life is not just a small box. It's infinite. Thus the name of the podcast. And we started...
It was also something really weird in the sense that for some reason it was kind of, at least in my world, something taboo to talk about even, because it was, you're not supposed to be crazy like that. You're not supposed to be non-normal or whatever you call it. So it was also kind of a getting out of the closet sort of spiritual thing. To be brave enough to have a podcast and talk about things that people didn't necessarily fit into reality somewhere. But we did it.
We did, and now we're sort of we're pushing on through and on our path. I feel like, in the fairy tales, like you meet people along the way, and helpers, associates, and through. Well, I guess like at one point it feels sort of random, right? Like you bump into these characters and then you sort of like find that you have something in common, and then you see that you can actually make something out of it. You can sort of, if you dare, like in a relationship, I think, if you're falling in love with someone, you actually just have to get out there and take the leap. Like Eric, whom I've originally a friend of a friend, my good friend Christian, was talking about this great guy, Eric Williams. And the first time I heard him talk about Eric Williamson, I was like, I don't know why I want to meet this guy.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with this guy. I just want to get to know this guy. He seems like an important guy. And like the first time I met him, I was like, how can I just hang out with this dude more?
We were instant buddies.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was so wonderful. And we've been working on this beautiful film together, which you and Christian have made, which I'm so looking forward to seeing in the cinema.
Oh, me too.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
And it's the same with Fred. Like the first time. Now, my story of meeting Fred is obviously different to yours, Rabbe, but you just sort of, well, I just want to hang out with this guy. I just want to,
Yeah, we clicked pretty quickly.
yeah.
We're not gonna tell the Chuck D story again.
We're always going to tell that. Chuck D is like, when Chuck D is a guest on this show, that's going to be our journey going to the next level, because he's an integral part in our Holy Trinity. Chuck D is like well, I guess he's the God of the thing. Because Trinitarianly, you know, like you have the God thing with the thing, the patriarch, the thing that is, and then the thing that's coming to be.
Chuck D is the guy who decides
D is
the camera is here.
Chuck D is cameraman. Actually, I figured it out. It's you have your cables crossed or something, because when Rabbe speaks, it cuts to Eric, and when Eric speaks,
that's the problem.
it cuts to. So that's why this is so messed up.
So they think he's a ventriloquist, and I'm just going,
Yes.
I like it.
Okay, is there a way to fix that easily, or should we just leave it?
We could try to switch the cables. You switch or you can turn the cameras around. Yes, turn the cameras around, and I'll talk about Magnus and the first time meeting Magnus.
All right, this is happening.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
becoming Rabbe. He's becoming me.
Magnus, are you? We can hear you. That's beautiful. The first time I met you was just in the hall at this wonderful workplace where you were coaching my man Rabbe, and I was like, this guy, who's I felt like this guy, I've known him for centuries. Like we'd been hanging out like in the Stone Age. We were like exchanging hacks to survive in the wilderness. Like, do you know if you sleep in the cave,
I do.
it's safer than sleeping outside? And Eric had like, go up into the trees, man. That's even better. And I appreciate that.
Fire.
Yeah. Well, if you know about this thing called fire, it's like, sounds dangerous.
Now we're best friends forever.
But it took a while for us to sort of get to where we are now, and I think I'm super grateful for this. I think our viewers are like just baffled at how do they do it? How do we do it? And what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're figuring it out as we go. I'm going to look at the paper. Maybe it gives me
maybe it gives you some. Okay, let's I'm trying to figure out how we can get to the point here, in the sense that we, all of us, kind of know something about this thing we're doing, but how can we actually explain it to people what we're doing or wanting to do?
Don't we have a guy who explains things?
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
Wow.
God damn it! And it says this. It says on the.
Okay, so I'm suggesting let's because I want to introduce everyone, like you have done now, Ulf.
Yes.
Beautifully introduced everyone. Everyone has a function in this show we're gonna do and are doing right now. So before we go into that, let's tell people about the process we're going through now, with actually going around pitching this thing and telling we're gonna make something, and what is this something we're making.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So the Wake Up Show is a live talk show with me and you, Rabbe, where we have our teammates. We have Eric, who explains, which we will get more into, and we have Fred, who's doing street talk, and then we have Magnus, who is the wizard, throwing in knowledge from the side. And when we decided that we want to do this thing, we started pitching it. So we made a small pilot, and we've been pitching it to different production companies in the Oslo area and to the networks.
Yeah.
And at first, I was like, I hope someone believes in this idea so that we can make it, so that it can become a reality. But as we were walking to the first pitch meeting with Nordisk, I think both me and Rabbe had the same insight at the exact same time, where we realized that that's not what we're doing. We're not there asking for permission. We're there sharing the good news.
Yeah.
And that flipped the whole thing from being sort of like, sorry, what were you saying down there?
I said you're just sharing the good news, and your cap was just kind of tied into that. Just a joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good joke.
Yeah.
The Jesus cap.
It's my new favorite cap. I love that thing so much.
No, that's okay. That's perfect. But so we've been pitching, and it's been wonderful because we're just gaining momentum and getting to know what we're doing. And I know this is quite interesting exercise for all of us in this room and on Link and as a viewer, because this is what we're figuring out right now, which I know maybe annoys Rabbe more than me, because I just want to dive headfirst into whatever happens and then figure it out.
Yeah.
And then you want to maybe prepare a little, which you've actually done a good job of doing, but I keep forgetting to look at the piece of paper.
But I think I think it's beautiful in the whole thing of leap of faith as a team as well, that the way we work together now, like you obviously lean towards the if we drown, that's fine. And I'm like, okay, how can we swim in this water?
What a great combination.
Yeah,
That's
I
the perfect.
think so. Yeah.
I'm the captain of the Titanic, and you're the guy who's like, "This is an awful idea."
Lifeboat's over, like you
full
can do
speed
this.
ahead.
But I think it's actually it's kind of two different things that are very functioning very, very good together, because you need both those energies to actually get somewhere. You cannot just force it, or you cannot just kind of not force it. It is a kind of a balance. So yeah.
And when we find this balance, I think we will be, and get a technician on board. We will be.
It's more fun this way. I like it when it's random and it pops in and out. And
it's perfect.
It is.
I love the randomness.
But it is this whole thing when we have been talking about this for a while now. But when we started actually going out in the world and talking about it and like bringing the good news, we're doing this thing, it becomes so much more real.
Yes.
And it's this kind of just realizing that we are the only one giving the permission. It's not really coming to some kind of office asking, can we please do this? With a cap in our hand and like, please, if we're good enough. We are just kind of bringing the good news and explaining that this is what we're going to do. Do you want to join us?
Yes.
And that's a completely different energy. And
when I found out you were doing the impossible, which is to go to TV stations and say, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to trust us, and we're making it, and you can join. That's so different than how they work. And the impossibility of it, to me, means that it's going to happen, because weird things like that often just pick up their own momentum.
Yeah.
And TV stations, they're like, we need to know exactly what, when, where, how much, what this will look like. And you're like, you'll find out. And I know it's driving them insane, but they're going to join on. They're going to hop on board because it's just too much fun.
Yeah, this is too much fun. And I do like going to these meetings, and they want to like, what is this? You want to like quantify this, put it back into the box, like give me something we can sell. I was like, this is beyond that. We're past that point. We're just doing it.
Yeah. And we are already doing this, like in the studio. So we are on the way.
We've only just begun, which is a Carpenter song. We've only just
And now I'm going to
begun.
hear it the rest of the day.
No, I'm gonna give you a different song later on, and that's
stick
going
into
to
my head. Okay,
stick
thank you.
even more.
So I want to ask you, Ulf, like, how do you picture the process or the stages we're going to have? Right now we're doing this show in this podcast studio.
Yes.
How do you picture it into the future?
Well, this is our trajectory. Now we're starting up small, right? Us the boys in this small studio, and I think first thing we need to do is put more time in. Like we need to put in the work. We need to make a whole day, at least a wake-up day, to prepare ourselves more and to actually set this up. And we need a technician to make the technical wizardry work, because we have a wizard, but we need like a technical guy. Maybe you're technical too, Magnus. I didn't mean to put you down like that, but it turns out I'm not. But I used to be really good with technology. That was my thing. But I've blossomed into this beautiful flower now, and flowers, as you know, do not need electricity.
Oh, I'm quoting you on that one.
You should.
That's a quote.
That's a quote. That's a T-shirt right there. Now, so we're new to this. We're new to having two guests and one live feed, which is, I have to say, overwhelming, but I like it because there's a lot of love in the room. I think that's a good vibration. That's always, like Marky Mark said, feel that vibration. It's also a famous quote made by that guy.
We've got the gang together.
We got the gang together, and I think that's that makes us indestructible and super duper powerful. Do I need to look at the paper now?
No, did you complete your
No.
trajectory?
But so this is our starting point. But we're going to make this into a full-fledged talk show in a studio with a live audience, with a band, everything, all the bells and whistles. That's what we're going to do.
Yes.
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 This is just the starting point.
So let's start with our wizard, Magnus. He's gonna, or maybe you can even talk yourself about it, Magnus. But
I talk. Wow.
you can talk. Talk. No. Because the way that we met, like, Ulf already said something about you, the way we met. But the really interesting thing that happened was that I think I mentioned for you that me and Ulf had this idea about the talk show. And you said to me that you had the exact same kind of idea. And that's how we just that same day, I think, we just realized, okay, it looks like we're doing the same thing. Like this is, we're supposed to do something together.
Yeah, why not join forces?
Yeah. And it's I just love that because that's the whole feeling with the whole thing there, all the kind of the really interesting thing with this project is that the people kind of attract themselves to it. Like those who are meant to be part of it are coming into it, and trusting that process is really beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Different way. A little bit different way of creating something, or it might be the same way, but it's sort of left more up to the universe to make all come together when you trust that. So to kind of tell my part of the story, I was in this meditation last year, and suddenly I get the flash of this scene, and it's a talk show. It's about the rising consciousness and all the mystical parts of life. And there's a band and there's an audience and everything. And I was like, wow, that's a really cool idea. How the hell do I make it happen? I'm just one guy. And I was thinking to start it with interviews online and let it grow or something. And then I kind of let it go and focused on my my coaching practice, which is how I met you, Rabbe. And it turned out, yeah, you guys had been talking about televising your podcast as a TV show, as a talk show. And I was like, okay, yeah, I had the same vision, but let's throw all the bells and whistles on it. Let's have a party and not a dry kind of like discussing if this is how reality works. I don't know if that is exactly what you had in mind, but anyway, it felt like I came and kind of poured some gasoline on this fire. And
Yeah.
a little bit later, we were already shooting the promo. It's been a lot of fun since that. And it is a leap of faith. I'm sitting here kind of watching you guys in the studio, and a part of me wants to kind of like, fucking tell us what exactly you're doing. Understand any of this.
Yeah.
So let's just keep going with the leaping and the faithing.
Yeah.
And I want to put into this because the leap of faith sometimes more about letting go of the expectation than trusting that your expectation will come true. So as you did with the ball, you were like, I'm going to trust that I catch the ball. Which is, rather you can shift it to, I'm going to trust that if I catch the ball or not, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah, that's a really good perspective of the whole thing. Nice.
However, the ball is going to be catched by someone at some point in some reality. So let's shift into that reality where we all catch the ball.
Nice.
Ah, smooth. Wow. I did catch the ball eventually. Yeah. So that's
it then. We concluded.
We're at the half.
We are concluded.
We are conclusions.
Well, when you said that, when you came to me and said that you were going to mass produce enlightenment, and I thought, I'm joining that. There's no way I'm not going to be part of that. I don't even know what it is, but I'm in. So there was no way that I wasn't going to, in one way or another, just try to be part of this. And that's the way this will go as the whole thing moves forward. I think other people are just going to say they're doing something. I don't know exactly what it is, but that looks good. I'm getting in on this. And I really can picture the group of us in the studio doing a big production of it.
Yeah.
And I'm in.
That looks pretty awesome, right?
Yeah. So, Magnus, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah. Do you want to share more? You mentioned something yesterday. Do you want to share more, or are you good?
Both.
Good sharing.
I'm both good, and I would like to share more.
That's lovely. Yeah.
This is the other thing about our mind. It tends to like absolutes and either ors.
Yes.
I'm training it to like boths. It can be both this and that. So changing the but with ands. Anyway,
What? Changing the butts with the ants?
yeah, so like I said, I'm good, but I want to shave more. No, I'm good, and I want to shave more.
Yeah.
We used to
Yeah.
eat ant butts, or I learned that was okay in elementary school. That you could actually, and a guy in the class, he took these ants and he took their butt off and he ate them. And he said,
Is that like the back
"That's one of the
bit
most
of the
protein."
ant? Like the
big part of it.
thing,
Yeah, the biggest.
the biggest part of it.
Does it taste
Why couldn't you just eat the whole ant? No, just the butt.
I think it was
I'm
the
sure
most
he went into
protein.
politics or something. I'd love to know what that guy's doing right now.
He became a missionary of some sort. Actually, it
Ant
was a
butt
Christian
missionary.
school.
It was a great. Praise the Lord for butts.
Oh yeah,
On
yes,
ants.
boss,
Ant
boss.
butts. Look, we're getting somewhere concrete. That's great.
Yes.
But you were saying about the ant butts, Magnus.
Yeah, that was I think we got off track there.
Yes.
But yeah, but and Rabbe was referring to a little teaser story that I told yesterday. It's about the leap of faith, which is also a little bit why I am here in Corfu, Greece. I didn't have any plan when I came here. It was a leap of faith. I heard this place mentioned, this town, and it seemed to be some energy there, which is how I live my life now. I just follow that. But I also have intentions, and my intention was to go more into creating the band and the side of this show, and I felt that I needed to go here to do that. And it's been blossoming, stuff coming in to my reality that will help me in doing this. I'm meeting musicians, I'm learning new techniques, blah, blah, blah. But yesterday, I found myself doing something I had never done before. And I had just look at my life and say, wow, it's turning out quite interesting now. It's getting weird. And it's great. So yesterday I was at the beach and I was leading a naked meditative dance with about 15 people at the beach here. And yeah, I had to stop and ask myself, how did we get to this point? And it includes several leaps of faith and just kind of letting go of the controls. Like, okay, this is happening. This is the universe, or whatever you want to call it, is steering me into these positions that the little reasonable me maybe would have said, this is a bad idea. Don't do this. It'll get you outcasted from society or whatever. All the fears of getting kicked out of the tribe. But you can kind of override them and trust in the larger scheme of things. And surprisingly enough, you'll be fine. So,
Yeah, it reminds me of something. I think that's fear you can meet on the way as well. Is that I've heard other people have had as well. Is this thing that, okay, if I go further into this spiritual stuff, I'm gonna end up like a guy in sandals somewhere with a Jesus coat and just be crazy. So then what? It's better. It's better that I stop here. You know, that's. I remember going through that kind of fear at some point.
I remember that too. You actually had this expression. What? Well, then I'll just turn into this tantra guy with a ponytail.
Yeah.
You look good with a ponytail, Rabbe. I think so.
I don't know about ponytail, but the tantra guy I can live with now, but not the ponytail.
Could we call it like pony boy?
No, I don't think so.
Well, we don't need to reduce ourselves into these little boxes anymore, really.
It's true. So how do you feel about the beach scene now afterwards?
Well, it was fun. It was magical. It was great. People enjoyed it. We had really good music, and it was so beautiful, just melting in with the elements and saying goodbye to the summer. It was the equinox now, so we're turning into the winter year, and we just like giving thanks and dancing into the darker part of the year. It was amazing. And like it wasn't awkward at all for me, actually, which is interesting. But just a couple of years ago, this would have been totally way beyond my comfort zone, or even imagined comfort zone.
I like the phrase suspension of disbelief, you know. So you're going into a situation and like you say, nude yoga at the beach, nude meditation, sorry. And like, that's not me. That's not who I am. I don't feel at all comfortable. But then you sort of like, but it's an invitation, right? So what happens if I go there? What will happen? And you just show up and you see what happens.
And what you've done is interesting because most people have had a nightmare or two in their life where they're in public and they find themselves naked.
I'm counting 3,455 times actually in dreams where I've had that exact.
And I'm guessing that once you've been on the beach naked doing what you were doing, that's just a dream. It's no longer a nightmare. It's just a thing you've done. So I think there's a lot of things in life that if you do them, you don't have to have nightmares about them anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, like Fred when he's picking up girls naked in the streets. So we need to move on to Fred, the next segment now.
We do now.
Yeah.
And I think we can start with showing the video before we say anything more.
We'll show a video.
Yes.
This is Fred's. Do you have anything you want to share before
I can first say that I hear people, like Eric says, say they have nightmares about finding themselves in public naked. That's common, and and I'm surprised hearing so many people saying that, because it doesn't happen to me, because because I've been out there.
But okay, so I want to say something about Fred.
Was born naked.
Yeah. Before we show, before we watch the video, Fred has a YouTube channel, Freddy Fairhair, and in this video is a special video with your, was it nephew or twin brother or?
Yeah, it was my twin brother,
which is a social activist.
Yeah, he's
So let's roll.
A conscious YouTuber.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Instead of Sagrada Familia. Yes, and so we just need your signature here, and then we can make it happen. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Niles Fairhair, Freddy Fairhair's more conscious twin brother. I make social justice videos because I really care, and today we're going to Barcelona to look at Sagrada Familia, one of the 7th world wonders.
Something in my nose? The nose is fine?
Yeah, no, maybe you have something in this side.
I'm here with Ricky Del Sexto, and he's drawing. Yes, I want a grand casino. If we get enough signatures.
We think that's kind of blasphemic when people are standing there and just using it for Instagram likes to affirm their own egos. And that is going to suck spiritual energy into the church, which is run by dark entities that are using spirituality as a way to suck spiritual energy from the people visiting Barcelona. And that's why it never gets done either, the church, because it's just going to grow itself, grow more and more darkness. And we want to stop that. We can't talk about it because the dark entities will follow us. But now that you're watching the video, maybe enough people will wake up to the truth, and it's going to be harder for them to follow all of you guys. It's a spiritual war, spiritual revolution.
Hi, Yeah, I have this passion project, big casino instead of church.
Why?
So we can have fun.
Okay.
And I just need 100 signatures.
But for this idea?
Yeah, for this idea to make it
I
happen.
don't know. It's a crazy idea, I believe.
Right, and crazy ideas move and shake the world.
For this one,
Yeah.
I'm Christian, so.
You're Christian. Sunday meetings in one of the rooms.
Okay, this idea
And the rest of the-
already in Vegas, you know. They
Yeah.
can.
Can you help us with this?
About what?
I'm nervous
To build
because I
some-
care so much.
I mean, that's a nice project, but it just doesn't go with our ideals.
I don't want casinos.
No?
No casinos.
It's fun. You can...
And the reason why we want to build a casino, there's going to be actually more praying in the casino. A lot more than in the church. Okay, so we have put 500 euros on the line. It's my rent.
No more pets, please.
Please, please, please. Dear Lord, I'm grateful for your existence, for my existence. That is f***ed up. But money is not everything here in life. In fact, it's in the way of our connection to God and my connection to God. So I already feel His grace landing upon me.
Yeah, are you in? Just to be nice. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I want a grand casino instead of Sagrada Familia Church. You are forgiven. Yes.
We're not trying to offend you or
No,
anything like
and
that.
I'm not trying to offend you either. No. We can still live in the same city
Yes,
even though we
yes,
have
yes,
different
of course.
views.
Respect to
everybody. Okay, we got a handful of signatures here, which gives me a lot of hope. All we need to do is spread this video around and let's build a big social justice Viking army and take out this dark force so that I can be embraced and be viewed as a hero because I care so goddamn much.
Hey everyone! Hi! I have this passion project. I want to build a grand casino instead of Sagrada Familia. All I need is 100 signatures. So I will start with yours. I build this casino. I got one.
I hope you have success for this show. And
Thank you.
everything
Yeah.
project.
He's from here, and
Can you
he.
explain?
I
I understand your ideas, but replacing this with a casino, I mean, guys, it's just too much, you know, too much.
Yeah, but you understand me, right?
Yeah, I do understand.
Whoa!
Yes.
Yes.
That was fearless, buddy.
Oh, fearless.
Oh, yeah.
In what way?
Oh, just wandering among the people and talking to that was great.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. It's easy once you get to it. It is. Yeah. I've been doing it for a few years, and there are other things that make me. That can also make me nervous talking to just talking to talk to a stranger in the public. But I mean, I'm so used to it now.
Does it feel different with or without clothes? Or
it looks different for sure, and then it has the naked experience has a certain touch to it, yeah, of feelings.
Yeah,
and sometimes the feelings can take over you, and you can and something can start pointing upwards if it feels extra well.
Yeah, but
Let's imagine that.
So
I'm imagining a rock hard.
I can't unimagine it now. I can't unsee that.
But so in the Wake Up show, you're gonna be in the street, meeting people and do your magic.
Yeah, which
That's
is
Street magic.
Street magic,
like David Blaine.
Yeah.
Just better.
So I'll do street magic, and Magnus the wizard will provide the miracles.
The miracle worker.
So we actually have a schedule we need to follow.
The schedule.
I have to announce to our audience that we are probably going to go a little bit over this time.
Yeah.
And is that okay with everyone in the studio as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
This is a special episode, so we can go over
episode,
time.
yes.
We don't want to give them enough. We want to give them more than enough.
Yeah. So, Eric, you explain things.
I do, and I always have, and because my brain is very strange, I always explain things to people, and they say, "I've never thought of it like that, and now I can't unthink of it like that."
Yeah.
So, it's what you guys brought me into the mix to do. So every week I plan to go on the show and explain something, so that you'll understand it. Things like cities and bones. And the very first thing they asked me to do was to explain everything.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's so impossible that I'm already excited about it.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
Challenge accepted.
Hi, this is Eric Explains, a segment where I will pick a random topic out of a bowl and I'll explain it. And today's topic is really? Everything. All right. I will explain to you how everything doesn't exist. About 80,000 years ago, give or take a few months, a caveman was standing, looking at his partner. And he thought, there's so many things that I would like to express to her. My deepest emotions, my fears, my dreams, the fact that a buffalo is galloping directly towards her. And then he said the first word ever uttered by a human. Run! But humans are greedy. And one word wasn't enough, so they came up with 2, and then 3, and then 5. Others came to gather around the fire because they also had things that only words could explain. Beard, snack lizard, divorce lawyer. Humans came up with words for everything, including the word everything. But by definition, a word has to define. And if something means everything, it means nothing, defines nothing, describes nothing. I just ate everything, and I'm still hungry. So stay tuned next week where I can explain squid, or bones, pants, gravity, walruses, juniper, alabaster, my mother-in-law.
Whoa! That was you explaining everything. Challenge accepted and performed at a extraordinary level.
Well, thank you. When Rabbe came up to film it, he actually said, oh, by the way, could we cut it in about half because we needed a lot shorter? And so I managed to cut everything in half. And that's the plan every week.
Yeah.
Explain something ridiculous or impossible, and then you'll know it and you won't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
That's how knowledge works. But I have to say, I do like it's just something about how your spin on your perspective on things. There's just everything in everyday conversation.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
I believe your every sentence is an Eric Explains. You're just a walking library of infinite wisdom.
Well, thank you. I can't wait for this. I've got dozens of them. I want to build a whole book so that I can explain. It'll be a children's book for adults, and I can explain everything to them.
Everything.
So this is a good project because I can just keep building and building on it.
The explanations. Yeah.
Yes.
That's so good.
Are your book going to be called Eric Explains?
Well, I'll have to get the copyright from you guys, of course, and then, tag the show in. I mean, we'll build it together.
If you were going to explain the Wake Up show, from your perspective?
I think it's been explained beautifully by Rabbe already when he just said you're going to mass produce enlightenment. I think that's such an outrageous, crazy, ridiculous concept. And at the same time, we need it so badly. I mean, we honestly, truly need not to just have one enlightened person in a robe on a hill that offers it up. We need everybody to wake the fuck up. And that's, so this is also a very important thing to do. And that was your brainchild. So I'm just happy to be on the coattails of it.
Yeah. Because how many people are we going to wake up again, Rabbe?
The world.
It's like 7.5, is it 8 now? Billion people.
Now there's one guy in Chicago that's not going to get it.
God damn.
But almost that
Frank
many.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
Did you say something, Magnus?
I say that there's probably some people that are awake already. So for them, it's time to grow up.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now,
So
I'm going to say one
next
thing.
season is the grow up show.
The Grow Up Show.
Yeah.
I was going to say one thing, which is, and you all know I love the hero's journey. And the hero's journey is the hero, which is you in your own life. Now you're in the village, which is safe and well, it's a bit boring actually, and you feel sort of unfulfilled. You're asleep. Now you need to go out into the world, into the unknown, on your adventure, on your quest. But I think, and this speaks to the enlightened people out there, that it's about time that we go back to the village and share our bounty.
Booty is
booty.
nice.
Shake our
share my
booties,
booty
our
with the village.
ant butts. That we share our the gift that we found, and I believe that's what we're doing. And this is me saying to all the other Wake people, it's time.
Yeah.
Just
It's easy to-
protocol 157. Now everyone has that's like pre-programmed into your
But
like.
It's easy to have, like, going through this awakening process is easy to go. You also go through that part, which is, okay, I'm awake, so I feel more comfortable being awake somewhere else than in the village, to use that term. Yeah. But that's what it really an awake person is, or whatever definition you want to use. An enlightened person. Yeah.
Does enlightened people only eat like light, like diet products?
Absolutely.
Of course. Yeah. Do they weigh nothing?
They're transparent.
Are they ghosts? They're everythings.
How do we define enlightenment?
Very good.
How do you?
What is your definition?
How you guys?
What's your definition?
I think I have I've been very influenced by Buddhism on enlightenment, I think.
Yeah.
So the illumination of incorrect views on reality and moving incorrect perceptions until you see reality the way it apparently is, or from and the subject and the object becomes the same thing, where and suffering ceases, at least more and more, and the more that perspective takes gets remembered.
Yeah,
because if you see reality in one way and it's happening in a different way, there will be conflict and inner resistance.
Yeah, that's the suffering.
An argument and the suffering. Yeah. And if you remove incorrect perceptions, you'll get in tune with reality, life,
and then you'll get there to the smooth place.
Oh, I so want to go to the smooth place right now.
I think
wait a minute, I'm here.
Yeah. But I think that the interesting thing about it, if you wanna, often when people start talking about enlightenment, it becomes the concept of enlightenment, in the sense that just becomes another inaccurate concept of the concept.
Yes.
If you know what I mean. So you can discuss the terms forever, into it.
And by the way, I don't think there's an ending. I think there's rather the ending of infinity doesn't ring true to me intuitively. So what's that, Magnus?
That's what you say.
The ring.
Doesn't ring.
Oh yeah, I think I said doesn't. I think I did, or I meant it at least. Yeah.
I've heard there's a Buddhist phrase that says you can either cover the world with leather or put on a pair of moccasins. And I like that idea because
I think the Buddha himself said that.
I think he was wearing a pair of moccasins when he said it. The idea that there are so many things in our lives that we do where we're trying to get to the smooth place by covering the world with leather when we can actually just cover our feet with something. And there's so many thousands of opportunities for all of us to do that. And it's easier and it's better and it's nicer for everyone else. And the pursuit of that for me is enlightenment.
That's good.
And that was a very good explanation.
Yeah.
That's a good take on it.
Eric explained again.
Again. What's your take on enlightenment, Mr. Rabbe?
What he
That's
said.
my new nickname. When I remember, in as a kid, and there's like in school, for instance, and there's like all 25 students, and the teacher asks a question, and then people answer like in turns. And you're like starting out and you're like number 15 in line. And you're like, I'm going to say these 3 things, and all of them gets taken by someone else. And it comes to you and it's like, what Eric said and what Lisa said, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I remember I found that quite stressful at the time, but also I think, we do share,
the same.
We're built of the same thing, so it sort of makes sense that Eric and you can have the same.
But I found my own opinion right now, and it's like I have 2 different ones. One is the kind of the term of enlightenment in the sense of when you kind of pop out of the misunderstanding that you are alone in the universe. When you got that you are actually not alone and you feel like you are part of something, then you are, quote, enlightened. But it also could be like just actually when you are bumping up to the next version of yourself, you actually have been enlightened compared to where you used to be. So it is really impossible to make it either or in a way, because there's always a next step. There's always a new realization that you are everything that is beyond the one you can imagine right now. Yeah.
That's nice. So to me, it's like, it's remembering. Because we were always enlightened. We built this city, motherfuckers. So come on. And then we sort of got lost, and now we're remembering. And then we have doubts. Like, no, surely it must be the Mesopotamians who built the thing, not us. Surely it must be Greg, the construction worker. I guess he did the thing, or Matthew, the priest, or whatever. But it's all of us, and to me that ties in really well with the leap of faith, because this is something you can only experience through faith. This is not something you can quantify, or you cannot ask people on the street who built this city. Except if you ask Starship. No, what's the name of the band who built this city? I digress. Fred built this city.
Yeah.
But
built this city on rock and roll. Now it's going to be in my head.
Interesting foundation to build a city on, like rock and roll. You build it on rocks that roll. That's going to be moving all the time. It's not going to be static.
What about you, Magnus? What's your take on enlightenment?
My take on enlightenment. Well, I tried, of course, not to start thinking about my answer while you guys were talking, which is straight impossible. I think it has something to do with being present and seeing things clearly. And I also want to say, I like this shamanic view of, I don't know if it's enlightenment, but being at cause, so being the determiner of your reality, rather than being at the effect of a lot of stuff. So not being at the effect of anything, anywhere, at any time, and just having fun and never taking life seriously, or yourself for that matter. That feels pretty light. But I feel it's not this ideal. Maybe it's not an ideal that like one day I will get there, and once I achieve this enlightenment thing, then it will be good. I think it's more of a continuous choice of being a bit light and letting shit go, and being curious. So we don't understand time from this human perspective. There's a lot of things we really don't understand and can't control. So I'm rambling off on a tangent right now. The body.
Keep going.
At some point, maybe I'll be enlightened, and then maybe I'll be unheavied a bit later.
Enheavied.
I like that.
I think that's where envy comes from. That's when you're enheavied.
Okay, so we are moving on to the next segment.
Segments. What?
Yes.
Oh.
We're talking about leap of faith.
Yeah.
And we're also inviting people, you guys who are watching, to join us.
Yes, because to make, as George Harrison says, it's gonna take money, a whole lot of spending money. It's gonna take billions of money to do it right, child. It's gonna take time as well. And look, we're putting in the time, and we need your help with the cash, because to make this show, well, we need a technician. It seems that's fairly obvious at this point. But we want to put all of our energy into this, and we need your help. And we've set up a Patreon account, patreon.com/The WakeUp Show, where you can come in and sponsor this great TV show that we're making, thus helping us making it even better, even more awake. Is that even possible?
It's always possible.
Even more.
Yeah.
I guess in reference to the smooth place, make it a bit smoother. Like a nice smoothie, not like the ice cubes are still in there and like getting stuck in your throat. And so we've set up these different like tiers where you can like give like a monthly fee, and your support will really make a difference, because that means we can focus on this full time.
Yes.
And we're doing this and make a party and have you join the party.
Yeah, so we're inviting people to do their own leap of faith now. You can have the leap of faith experience right at home in this very moment, simply at the push of a button.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the invitation is here, and there's even less of how leapy and how faithy you want to be. And because we want to create a colorful spectacle of curiosity and aliveness, and awaken these sensations in every man, woman, and child, and whatever is in between. So that's the invitation, isn't it?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, when they asked me to join them in this crazy project, it added value. I could feel it immediately. I could feel excited and better and happy to be part of it. And so if you join in and become part of it, trust me, it will add value. You'll like riding along with this wherever it goes. It adds value.
Yeah, come join us on this wonderful journey called life.
Yeah.
It's a no-fail operation. It is unfuck-upable.
100% guaranteed or your money back. If you're not enlightened in 30 days, your money back.
30-day enlightened guarantee. That's easy because you're already enlightened. You just forgot about it, buddy.
Your wallet will be a little bit enlightened.
But you need to spend money to earn money. So that's a good thing.
Enlighten your
you need
wallet.
to move the energy. And
That's a nice slogan.
And you need...
I knew they wanted money.
The way with money is that...
and they save it all to the end. Like, and by the way, could you please transfer to this account? Yes. It's a Swiss account. Yes.
But it's like when you... money is energy. So moving money into things you care about helps you actually be able to have more flow in your life. That's not even a joke. It's the truth.
And just to... We're not just making the world a better place with this show. We're taking the world to the next level.
Yes.
Okay.
And you are part of that.
And you're a part of that because you're a part of this world.
You cannot do it alone. We can sit here in the studio and talk alone, but in order to bring it really to the next level, we need to realize we're in this together. Yeah.
We're on the Titanic. We're together. Full speed ahead. What do you say? Ice? Fuck ice. That's my...
So,
they have a band on the Titanic, right? Playing.
Yeah, that's
while
true.
It's sinking. And we're all dying, so it makes sense.
And Magnus is the conductor.
Perfect metaphor for life.
And apparently one really mean actor that keeps throwing like handicapped people overboard and like kicking orphans out of his way. Yeah.
And there's nudity. There's nudity in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was my first view of the female body. Actually, I think
was watching the Titanic or being on the Titanic.
That was the first.
That's horrible. You're jerking into Titanic while the boat's sinking. Like yes.
The only person who enjoyed the Titanic. So.
Okay.
But Patreon.
How do you sum up this? Okay, because let's let people know about this whole thing in a wrap up now. In a sum up.
We're
not gonna wrap yet, but anyway.
Why so serious? Why no rapping in this studio? That's out a hip, a hop, a hip, a hip, a hit, a hip, hip. How about you don't stop or rock until the wake up show?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
I knew if you said
Can we
rap,
swear?
Ulf would be just unstoppable.
Okay. So we are doing this wake up show already. It's not like we already have started. We're sitting here talking.
We're not asking you for permission.
Yeah. We have given the permission. We are bringing the good news right now, and we're inviting you to join us. And this is right now a podcast video show thing, and we will be on television somewhere, sometime
soon.
And also first season in Norway, and eventually we'll go to California and do it there. Jim Carrey is going to be our guest.
That's going to be a great episode.
He doesn't know
he's
yet,
lucky.
but he is invited. And we need your help to just bring this to the next level. Take a leap of faith.
Yeah, take the leap. Man.
Yeah,
take the leap. Join the party.
Yeah. Mass producing enlightenment. Yes. Anything else before we take the weekly quote from Ulf?
It just seems so perfect now to do the quote, because as you may know by now, or not know, or become aware of, every week I find a quote online aka the internet, print it out on a piece of paper, and I share it with you guys because, quotes are cool, and I think it'll add little extra, and it's a nice way to sort of wrap the whole leap of faith thing up. So this is my piece of paper.
Inspirational quotes.
Inspirational quotes. Thank you. Now this is why you're here, to help us remember inspirational quotes. Okay. So the quote is as follows. God damn it, it's mirror. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. So it starts with you, it ends with you. Welcome to the party. And, we can make the world a better place. One person at a time. And if everyone does it at the same time, holy shit, that's gonna be quite that's like when everyone's jumping at the same time.
Yeah.
We did that once.
Yeah.
I felt it. Yeah.
It was Stone Ages. It was like 5 of us, so it wasn't a big deal. just a gang.
That's where we met.
Yeah, at the hip hop party back in the Stone Age, jumping around.
Yeah.
I forgot to say in the sum up that the webpage is patreon.com/the WakeUp Show. That's where the good shit happens.
Yeah. Mm. So join in and thank you for your support, and thank you for our wonderful guests. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for for everything.
It's been
thanks for nothing, which is the same thing,
it's
right?
The same thing. Enlightenment just happened before your very eyes.
So thanks for nothing is actually
thanks for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. And thank you, Magnus, for joining from Corfu.
You are warmly welcome.
I feel the warmth.
Yeah, it's shining through here. It's getting warm.
Now I'm gonna play the end thing clip. Thank you so much. I love you guys.
I love you too.
And love is where the life is.
Yes.
Take the leap.
Take the leap.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you.
I think to myself,